Hey everyone, I was just going to show you how I built my at-home track. It's been up for a while, but since we're all home and can't go collectively race, I thought I'd just show you how I did it. I bought some tiles from Menards, just regular flooring tiles. It's very similar to RCP. Has a nice smooth side on it, but I actually used the edging pieces and put them inward on the section of tile to create the bumper. They are the edge pieces that make it have a smooth edge instead of the scalloped edge. And what I did was I laid down a piece of duct tape along the whole edge of it and then just put a screw into every one of them, and it works pretty good. On the ends though, I did the same thing, but I also duct taped it down as well, and that holds pretty good. The cars will sort of jump it once in a while, but it's my house and it's on carpet. It's not a big deal if it happens. But they don't quite line up with the RCP track, but it's pretty close. They're about the same thickness, and I have here's what these look like by themselves, and this is sort of how it makes a smooth edge like that. And these pieces here are what I actually made the bumpers out of. It looks pretty cool. I think if I butt the smooth edge up against my RCP track, I do have a large radius oval, and if I bump it up against that, yeah, I can flip it over too, and just take the railing off, instead of having an oval, I can then have, most of an oval with a bump out on one of the straightaways. This is my plan for what I'll be doing with my track. This is my large radius oval from Salt Lake. I bought it from their club before the prices went up. I got the large radius oval, and what I'll do is I'll take 4 sections of railing out of the middle of one of the straightaways, and I'll just butt the smooth edges up against each track up against each other. If I need to put a piece of cardboard under it to match the exact height of it, I'll do that. But this will allow me to not just run ovals all day. I'll be able to, I can if I want to, but I'll be able to run up like this in both directions, practice whatever I want. I might even leave this open so that if I want to do something different, I can change it up and run the opposite direction. So it's a modified figure 8, run it any direction I want. I'll probably just put a divider here, take it out of here, and that way I don't have to do anything on my oval track. I'll just use the divider here on the main track that I have. Maybe even just put a piece of this tape up the middle. I won't even bother with an actual barrier, but I have bumper tape for the sides of the track. It works really good. I'll show you that as well. But later on I'll post a picture of what it looks like put together and having the 2 tracks bump up against each other. I've been meaning to do a video about the PN track tape you can buy, and it looks really cool when you put it on. It also tends to cause cars to glance off the wall rather than sticking when they hit. It's good stuff. It peels off cleanly. It doesn't tear the track off when you pull it up. And if you're a driver that catches rails a lot, this will help you. It just doesn't stick. Also, another thing it's good for is you can see that even the RCP tape does take a bit of abuse. I'll show you in a video that I recorded about 2 weeks ago that I meant to add to this video a while back, what it looks like when you don't have track tape. This will save the foam because the tape actually takes the abuse rather than your track. You can see this is from one event. It's taken quite a bit of abuse from one event, and we will be retaping these. One thing you want to do though, when you're putting these on, putting the tape on, especially if you're doing the outside of the outside curve inside radius. Suppose you were going to do this curve through here. See how it's an inside radius instead of an outside radius. You know, when you peel this tape off of the roll, it does stretch a bit, and over time it will contract back to its original shape. And it is vinyl. Sadly, my dog chewed up part of my roll and I stupidly cut it off. Now it's very difficult to get it started, but that was the part that my dog ate. But anyway, when you peel this off, it stretches it. And if you put it on the inside radius here in its stretched condition, it will pull, and it'll start pulling off right through here first, and it'll basically start looking like a bow and arrow where the tape won't hold. So I was actually when I taped the radiuses of my turn, especially the outer radiuses, this is the inside radius of a wide oval, but the outside radiuses, the outside bumper inside radius, I actually took the tape off and let it hang. And you know, I got the length of the entire thing plus some, and then I just stretched it out, let it hang, and contract for about 10 or 15 minutes. And then I put it on in its shrunken condition, and none of it is pulled off. I'll show you some of that. This is that inner radius of the outside corner, and because I let the tape contract, none of it has pulled away from the track itself. The outer radiuses of turns generally don't take a lot of abuse. This one will be good to go for a long time. But I went ahead and taped every one of the rails in my box. Some won't take any abuse, but the closer to corners you get, the more abuse it will take. And I like it to stay nice, so that's why I tape them all up. I'll show you what it looks like without being taped.
This is what happens with normal wear and tear on a track. As cars come through, the splitter will actually cut out a groove right to the bottom. You can see it in this panel right here. And this is where the PN track tape really saves your track, and it also helps cars to glance off of it rather than get bound up in it.
So just to close the video, if you're a track owner, I definitely recommend the PN track tape. It will save your rails from damage, as you can see there. Also, with the health crisis going on, I'd like to just basically take a moment and thank all the doctors, nurses, and hospital staff out there on the front lines fighting this thing. I know you guys are awesome. You're going to do amazing. Your country loves you guys right now. Also, we'd like to thank everybody out there keeping society going during this hard time. From truck drivers down to shelf stockers to just people out doing their job and what they're supposed to be doing. And we'll get through it. And it's a good time for everybody to gear up for what's next. Hopefully we'll bounce back very quickly and get back to racing.